Hello and welcome to E-Magazine. I'm your host, Brenda Chaba. Now, on today's episode, we're talking about script writing, trying to understand if script writing is a lucrative business in Kenya. And the person I'm having this conversation with today is the one and only Xavier Jerry Nato, and he is the director of Miller's Productions, as well as a script writer. How are you doing today?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for joining me.
Yeah.
So I just want to start off by you telling more about, Miller's Productions and when you started off, and so far, what achievements have you made?
Well, Miller's Productions Kenya was started in 2017 September. We're actually expecting to do our birthday very soon, and our aim was when artists come from high school, colleges, it's always been an issue getting somewhere to act unless you're just like too good. So we were trying to create a platform whereby the youth can come exploit, they can come expose their talents and also learn through some mentorship programs that we're doing, and basically just to earn something small from the industry.
That's beautiful. That's amazing. And so far, what productions has Miller's done?
Well, okay, we started off with a play called Our Father's Naked. This was a play written by a guy called Monene Wamumbi and Joseph Murungu. And, we were still trying to learn the trade to understand how the scripting, we couldn't just start off by our own. So we had to get a script from the two gentlemen who were very good. We did our play, Our Father's Naked, and it worked for us. And the next one we adopted a play by a guy called Ray Cooney. He's from UK. Okay. Run for Your Dear Wife. We adapted it, made it Kenyan, and it was another big success. Now from there on, we felt like we should start doing our own scripts, our own stories. So after that, we did, that was Deno Says Is Dead. After Deno Says Is Dead, we did, and it wasn't an adaptation, but an inspiration from Romeo and Juliet. We did Opio and Juliet. Opio and Juliet was something to do with tribalism and all that, and it really created an impact. We were invited to Mavuno Church to perform it. We even moved to Brabant School to perform it. It was such a moving play that has some really good morals and lessons. And from that time on, we were like, now, this is what we're going to do. But we said people have been crying a bit. Let's move back to comedy. We did Blackout. Okay. Comedy, but it has some aspect of lessons. It was on drug abuse. And from there, we moved to the next play. It was called... we did a rerun of Opio and Juliet during the Valentine's holiday, and then we did Blackouts, and then we came and did a Game of Thorns, among our sponsors and all.
So Game of Thorns, wow,
Game of Thorns.
That's very creative.
Then just recently, that's last week, we did a play called Razor, something to do with FGM.
That's amazing. So when it comes to these particular scripts that are written for these productions, these plays, are they based on themes that we face as Kenyans in general, or there are other things that influence them? Exactly.
That's why we thought that we should do Kenyan stories by Kenyans, because mostly you'll find, like in the theater right now, guys go for what we call the adapting plays from the UK, the States, doing plays that have been done in South Africa. Yes. And it could be comedy, guys would laugh, but after the laughter, they're done. But always when we do a play that is Kenyan, our Kenyan stories, our Kenyan problems, people tend to appreciate more. There are some lessons and morals that they carry home with. Yes. And we can relate to it as well. Exactly. So, script writing is something we hear a lot. And when someone hears it, they directly think it's all about the film industry. But not a lot of people understand what a scriptwriter does. So if you don't mind just breaking it down for me, the process behind it, from writing the story to finding characters or actors who are actually going to be part of the story. Now, when it comes to script writing, it's a bit of a technical subject or a technical channel, whereby first of all you need to get inspiration. And when talking about inspiration, probably something that you've experienced, something that you've read about it, or something that you just imagine. I'll give an example of Opio and Juliet. I had never watched Romeo and Juliet. Really? Very funny. I'd never watched it. I read about it. The only thing that I watched about Romeo and Juliet was this movie by Leonardo DiCaprio, that they did it in current times. And I was of the opinion, why can't I do a Kenyan version? You know, just Kenyan, doing everything, no lines from the original play. But then I just do I carry the story about the balcony. You know, it's something that is so significant in the original play.
Yeah.
I have a balcony in my play, and then at the end of the day, I have these two lovers dying. So I wrote a play about a Luo boy and a Kikuyu girl who are so much in love with each other, but the families hate each other so much because of the 2007 elections. You know, so they have this beef that they had, and it generated and it escalated into a point whereby now the girl was like, if I'm not getting my boyfriend, I'll kill myself. And the boy, so at the end of the day, these two families were like, was it even worth it?
Very true.
Yeah, so it was like it had a very big impact on our audience.
That's beautiful. That's such a beautiful story. Honestly speaking, I hope you're gonna do like a rerun for it again, so I can watch as well.
We've done it 4 times.
What?
Yeah, so
you can do it again this year. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yes. So after you get the inspiration, now there's something called character development. Now I watched Opie and Juliet and asked myself now, or Romeo and Juliet, and I said I need a Romeo and need an, you know. So you start developing these two and the story that they are going, the underlining story that is building and building until, and it has to be something that is interesting to watch. So you don't have to rush.
Yes.
You need to do a lot of research, because at the end of the day, when you start doing things because you want to imagine and create, you might be doing the wrong line.
Very true, very true.
Yes,
so when we talked earlier and you mentioned that, you know, you started writing scripts when you were in high school, basically.
High school,
So it's something you've done for many years.
Yes.
But when you were getting into that space to make it a profession, to make it a career, was it easy for you?
I don't want to use the word easy.
It was difficult.
I found it fun. Because
it's your passion.
Yeah, like when we're in class, people are taking notes. I'm sorry, I hope there's no one will be inspiring. If you're watching this, please don't do what I did. The teacher's dictating notes, and I'm busy, you know, I'm scripting, and you're like listening to the teacher, but you're doing your own play over there. I failed so much, I know, because of that. Because around Form 2, when our drama teacher left, Mr. Minishi, he left Bungoma High to go to Kakamega High School. We didn't have a drama teacher, we didn't have someone to write.
Don't tell me you took up the opportunity to teach them.
I took advantage. I started writing our school plays when I was in Form 2.
Wow.
Yes, and I think that's why I find writing to be
exciting.
so fun, exciting. Yes.
Right.
When you see a story developing, you're actually telling yourself a story. Yeah. So you're like, this point doesn't make sense. You go back.
Again.
You start creating. You know, it's not easy, but it's fun.
And how long does it take you to write a script?
Woo! I've ever written a script for Utawala Academy for the drama festivals in 1 day. Started in the morning by 4. Yes, by 4 we were done. I ever did a play with the Kenya Methodist University called The Laurel Wrath that I wrote from January and I finished in March. Wow. So I can't really give it time.
It really depends on the script you're working on.
Yes, some are too hard. You have to research sometimes. You just have to stop scripting and get to that element first of all. Start imagining now, how am I going to make this work?
Very true.
Yes.
Very true.
But when I did Tom and Jerry, it was so easy because it was for kids, and I was like, I wanted to do something different with the kids, and so it was a play about rich kids not playing with the poor kids, and I said, how are we going to symbolize it? And they said, let's just do we do Tom and Jerry.
That's very relatable to young kids.
Yes.
Well, I'm loving our conversation. I have many more questions for you, but I want us to take a short commercial break. When we come back, we'll get back into trying to understand what script writing in Kenya is all about. Don't go anywhere. You're watching E! Magazine.